Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode of the Good and Clean Podcast. I hope you are living a good and clean lifestyle in a good and clean way. What I want to talk to you about this morning is the wilderness process. I was reading about Jacob, and I was talking about that in my previous post about Jacob's mother, Rebecca. And what happened was Jacob, in the beginning of his story, was being deceitful. He robbed his brother Esau of his birthright, and then he robbed his brother Esau of his blessing. And when Esau found out he got robbed of his blessing, he became angry and he plotted to kill Jacob. Jacob and Esau's mother caught wind of this, and she planned to escape for her son Jacob to go live with her brother until her brother Esau calms down. So when Jacob went to go live with his mother's brother, he became in service to his uncle for 20 years. And his uncle was being deceitful to him. He was being deceitful at first, where he told him he could marry one daughter, but he gave him the other daughter. And he put him in service for 7 years for the first daughter, and put him in service another 7 years for the second daughter. And then for livestock, he was in service to his uncle for 6 years, equaling a total of 20 years of service, dealing with his uncle's dealing with his uncle being deceitful. And we can look at this as being a wilderness process for Jacob, because in this time, I believe Jacob seen what deceitfulness does to people and how it makes people feel, and what what the outcome can be, because now it's being done to him. And then but God was always with Jacob through this process, because there was a calling on Jacob's life. And when Jacob finally was able to leave his uncle's property and made peace with his uncle, Jacob was a different man. He had a different outlook on life. God was able to then change Jacob's name to Israel. Jacob had 12 sons in total, which was the 12 tribes of Israel. David came from the 12 tribes of Israel. King Solomon came from the 12 tribes of Israel. The physical form of Jesus came from the 12 tribes of Israel. So think of the powerful purpose God had for Jacob. But Jacob had to go through that wilderness to get rid of those things that is not pleasing to God, in order for him to walk in his purpose and bless him and generations to come for the purpose and will of God. You never know what your wilderness is going to do for you, but you got to go in and embrace the process and come out the way that God wants you to come out, because then you'll be who God called you to be. Till next time, like, subscribe, and share. Later.